Good evening, everybody. It's Wednesday evening at 8 o'clock and it's Let's Talk, and I'm Kath Lloyd from Make the Change. And I don't know about you, but it's been a bit of a strange mixture of weather, hasn't it, the last few days? But hey, that's what makes our life even more interesting than it is already. So just to recap a little minute. Last week we looked at Stop. Hi Jenny, lovely to see you here. Thanks for joining me. We looked at Stop, and hi Sarah, and it was about what you do when you don't know what to do any longer. And so we went through the steps of STOP. So it's stop, take a breather, look, observe your thoughts, feelings and behaviour, and then pace yourself and start to take a few little actions so that you can progress. Well, today we're going to be looking at your wheel of life. Hi Sam, lovely to see you here. And the reason why I want to share with you the wheel of life is because it's a really, really great tool. I use it a lot with my individual clients in my workshops because it's a great tool to start looking at and visualizing 360-degree of your life. And so it's a great way. I mean, when we talk about a wheel, you know, it's round, it's highly manufactured, and the reason it's manufactured that way is because it runs smoothly. So is your life running as smoothly as you would like it to be? Well, if you start doing the wheel of life and you start being honest with yourself, I know I keep going on about, you know, being honest with yourself, putting your hand on your heart, but the only way you're going to make the changes that you want to make in your life, whichever area they are, it's about being honest. Hi Karen, lovely to see you here. It's about being honest with yourself. And it can be hard because sometimes you have to be honest about the feelings and the thoughts and the behaviours that you don't like. But once you can start to do that, you can really start to move yourself forward in the direction that you want to be going in to make your life more content, more fulfilled, have better relationships with other people, but have a better relationship with yourself. And, you know, to be all round, have a more all round successful life. So basically, this is what we're looking at here. Okay, sorry, I didn't print this one off backwards. I printed the other ones off backwards. All right, so that I'll show you. So basically, it's based on a pie chart that's divided up. Okay, and I'll just read through the different sections here. So, because I can't write backwards, sorry folks. I'll have to practice that one. My area of improvement is to learn to write backwards. Okay, so you've got in the green segment, fitness. I'm trying to read it backwards now. The red, and going around that way, the red segment is family, the yellow segment is physical health, the blue segment is emotional health, the beige or ochre section is work, career, business, then you've got hobbies, and then you've got sort of home, garden. So it's your environment at home. And then there's a blank section. All right, you don't have to leave it blank, you can fill it in. But when I was just doing this, I wasn't really sure. It could be your love life, or, you know, I don't know. Perhaps it might be to do with your community, perhaps, or perhaps you might be religious, or you might have something more than that is a hobby to you, perhaps a sport or something. Okay, now this is just a general sort of overview of a fictitious person. Okay, now the reason why you grade it from 0 to 10, so 0 is nothing, there's nothing worth grading in the segment, and 10 would be absolutely 100% fab, fantastic, and nothing could be better. I've just noticed Helen there. Hi Helen, nice to see you here. Okay, so grade it. All right, because this is where you will start to see in a visual sense how you feel about that particular part of your life. Now, I've put fitness, physical health and emotional health separately because you do need to, I think you need to look at them separately, even though they have a knock-on effect. Well, I mean, basically everything in our life has a knock-on effect on something else, doesn't it? Okay, but I wanted to look at them separately, and you know, because on this chart here you've got your physical health, which is the yellow, which is quite good, so that is graded at 7. Okay, but on the other hand I've put emotional health at 4 and fitness at 4. Okay, so emotional health isn't that great on this scale here. And if you have a look at other things on this scale, hobbies is pretty low, home and garden isn't that great either, family is okay, but the biggest success for this person's life at the moment is work, career or business. Now, it might be going well, but is it going well but having an effect on other things in the life? All right, and this is, you know, when you need to start being honest. And okay, thanks Karen for saying you can't stay. Nice of you to drop in, but you can always catch it later on. Okay, so yeah, it's gonna have, one thing is going to have a knock-on effect on something else. So your career might be going absolutely fantastically, but is that having an effect on your family? If that's having an effect on your family, that is going to, and you can also see with this person's career, it's having an effect on the hobbies, on the home, and actually on the emotional health as well, which eventually will have a knock-on effect onto physical health if this person doesn't sort their emotional health out. I hope that makes sense to everybody. So you can see this wheel of life is pretty rocky at the moment, isn't it? Okay, and what if you want to be living a more content, more fulfilled, happier life, it's trying to balance everything out a little bit. Not necessarily everything 100% perfect. It could be, you know, sort of 8s and 9s, just so that the wheel is running more smoothly. Yes, we would, I'm going to put this down, my arm's aching, sorry. We would love to have everything at 100%, but you know, at the end of the day we've got to be realistic about how we are working our lives. Okay, because excuse me, just need a little drink, sorry. And I say working our lives because, or managing our lives, because that's what we're doing, isn't it? We're juggling everything, and it's trying to juggle it in a way that is going to give us the best of everything. Okay, so then once you've sort of done that little bit on your wheel of life, it's then moving on to looking at, where do you want to start? Are you going to start with the one that's going to give, that's in most need? So would, you know, this person, should they look at hobbies or home and garden first? Okay, or should they start looking at their work career? Okay, and this is the big question. You know, where do you want to start focusing on? Do you want to start with the big stuff, or do you want to start with something that is going to give a good benefit? Hi Anne, lovely to see you, which is going to give you positive benefit more quickly. because like I said, one thing is going to have a knock-on effect to something else. Okay, so, you know, from looking at this wheel of life, this person, you know, work's going well, but do you think that that is the main cause of the other issues? Okay, in which case, does this person need to start looking at their work life, trying to balance that a little bit better, so then that this person will have more time with the family, you know, at home, maybe a little bit more time with the hobbies, which then is going to or hopefully have a knock-on effect to better emotional health. Only this person knows what is going on at work. Perhaps at work, you know, things are going well, they've got a good promotion, they've got a good salary coming in, but there is that salary needed to, you know, to finance everything else that's going on at home. And, you know, let's face it, you know, people's lives are getting more complicated. People are having to stretch their finances a lot further, you know, with split families, children from different relationships, you know, and this is all going to stretch the finances quite a lot. Okay, but how do they decide what they want to do? Well, maybe this is the opportunity to start communicating better with other people. Perhaps this is the start of having to communicate and ask other people in the family or at work, or, you know, wherever they can find the support that they need to be able to work out what they want to do. Once you have decided which area you want to do, and I have printed this off in reverse so you can see it a little bit better. Okay, I know it's another pie chart, but I love pie charts because they're so easy to work on. You know, this is just me. This is how I work, and I find it really helpful. But you know, you might be better in lists. Everybody's totally different. Okay, so then this is like starting to look in more depth at you know, what you need to start doing. All right, so you've got the wheel in there, and all I've put in the wheel at the moment is relationships, feelings, thoughts, behaviours, and then you've got the little boxes around to start filling in. I'm just going to have a look at mine here. Hopefully you can see it. Mine's the other way around. Okay, so you've got a box for strengths, opportunities, support network, areas for improvement, barriers, and immediate actions. Okay, so what, you know, the example I've got here, so this, we're going to work backwards again, I'm afraid, is about emotional health. All right, for example. So you can see here that I've put relationships as good. I've got, let me just have a look a second, feelings as pretty negative, thoughts as pretty negative, and behaviour as slightly better. Okay, so I'll go back to this so you can see where we're going with it. Okay, so it's starting, so say we're looking at emotional health. All right, what are your strengths? So for example, that might be your love of your family, your love of your friends. Okay, it might be that you've had a lot of good years in the past and you don't want to spoil that. So the opportunities might be, perhaps, this is just thoughts that I've had while I've been looking at this earlier today, the opportunities to help improve emotional health might be to go on holiday, for example, to see friends. It might be you need the opportunity might be there to be able to take some time off work, whether that is as annual leave or, you know, an odd day, or whether you need a bit of time signed off by the doctor. It depends on how poor you feel your emotional health is and how much in need you feel you are of having that time. Okay, so next on the list is your support network. So in there might go family. I'm just doing generic headings here. You can put individual people in there if you want to. So family, friends, doctor, nurse, work colleagues, for example. It might be a fitness instructor. It might be, you know, a church leader. All right. So just think about all areas of your life. Where can you get some support from? So then at the bottom, you've got barriers. So what is stopping you? And I put in here negative self-talk, don't know what to do, don't know how to do it. It might be irritability, it could be frustration, it could be anger. You know, all of these different emotions that are difficult to shift. A barrier might be, you know, not sleeping properly. It might be about lifestyle. It might be about tiredness. You know, it could be a whole host of different things. And then you've got immediate actions at the bottom. I perhaps should have done area for improvement first. We'll change to area of improvement. And this might be about feeling happier, like myself better, look after myself better. And then immediate actions. Be truthful with myself and find some help. Okay, so hopefully you can see where this is going. All right, so it's helping you look at what you've got that's great, looking at what is ahead, you know, looking at who can help you, but also you've got to dig deep and find out, let me take this away, and really look at who can help you. All right, and we talked a little bit about this 2 weeks ago. Yeah, sometimes you feel that you can't go to your friends and family because perhaps you feel that you've burdened them too much in the past, and this is where people like, you know, your boss or your doctor or your nurse is of huge support for you. Okay, and you know, they'll be able to sit and listen, but also they might be able to do something else for you, refer you on to somebody that can help you a little bit further. Okay, so I hope that is useful to you, because you know, it's a really good place to start, and you can go back to it and start ticking things off or adding things on, and then I would do that in every area that you put excuse me, every area that you looked at in your first wheel of life. Okay, and the reason why, you know, I colour it and make it nice and bright is, one, because it looks nicer, and I'm a colour orientated person, but also it's easier to see where it's going. And then what you could do, save doing another whole wheel, you know, in a month you can go back and add to it, change it, and see where the improvement is. See how much better you're feeling. See how your relationships are improving. And then, you know, that's real cause for celebration that you have moved ahead and you know, started to create the world that you want for yourself. Okay, because at the end of the day, we're only here once on this earth. Each day is a new day, and you know, a new day gives us a new opportunity to do something different, to improve on something, make life better for ourselves. And that's why we always say you need to look at the present and make the most of what you're doing of that day, but always look forwards. You know, if you don't look forwards when you're walking along, you're going to walk into a lamppost. And yes, I have done that when I've been deep in thought, and it was very embarrassing. But, you know, we've got to look forwards so that we know, we can see which direction we're walking in. And yes, it's good to reflect and remember good times from the past, but it's about moving on, finding something new, finding something better for ourselves, so that, you know, ourselves and the people that we love are, you know, having the best that they can have as well. So I think we've come to the end of that. Now, next week, we're going to be looking at the visionary board. Okay, now I know I have looked at this before, but I think it's the next step from the Wheel of Life. And so I'm going to talk about, you know, what is a visionary board? My battery's going to go in a minute. What is a visionary board? How it can support us, and you know, what you know, and how that tool can really work for us. So, you know, I hope you'll get started on your Wheel of Life. Let me know how you get on. If you want any more help, then you know where to find me. Just leave me a message, and I'll get back to you so that we can talk through it. But have a great evening and a great week, and I look forward to speaking to you at 8 o'clock next week. Bye bye. It's not turning on.